Hey everyone, Brian Leslie Miller here, offering you a quantum leap in consciousness. It's apparent to me that materialism is breaking down, that humanity is in line for an update to our myth about what reality is. And when I say that materialism is breaking down, it's happening both in science and in mainstream, that this idea that the world is made of things, science is showing us no, everything is made of energy. And we've known this since Einstein said E equals mc squared, but it's been however many decades since he told us that, and now our own consciousness is catching up with that idea that maybe the world is not as solid as it seems. Now, this is not a pervasive thought, but it is a thought that is emerging, and it's happening in science. So that means humanity is going to catch up eventually. The ramification of this breakdown or breakthrough is that what can be seen is that consciousness is primary, that the substance of reality, the primary substance of reality, is actually consciousness. For example, every experience that you've ever had and every experience you're ever going to have happens in consciousness. The idea of planets is happening in consciousness. Can you see that? So it's all happening inside of consciousness. And what we are beginning to find out when we look at cognitive science and we study the brain and the mind, and the relationship between the brain and the mind, is that we are finding that the mind is not, what's the word I'm looking for? Confined to the cranium. The mind is something that is not, it's outside the brain, right? It's almost as though the brain is a receiver. Without going too far down that rabbit hole, what I really want to point out is around the primariness of the primacy of consciousness means that what I hold in consciousness becomes my experience. What I believe, so shall it be unto me. And we have this similar phrase, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. It's done unto you as you believe. These are kind of, and then we've got think and grow rich. Okay, so let's take that. If consciousness is primary, if what I'm saying is true, and I have lack thoughts, there's not enough, if I'm in fear around money, that must become my experience. That must be my experience. Why? Because that's the vibration that I'm holding in consciousness. That's what I'm telling myself is true. And if I told myself that abundance was true, just watch how that becomes my experience. Don't take my word for it. Do an experiment. Just do this. What I was just saying, the way that this guy in history said it was, to him that hath, much shall be given. To him that hath not, much shall be taken away. When I first heard that, it seemed really, really unfair. But now I understand it's really just referring to the state of consciousness is what becomes one's reality. So why not use this to our advantage? We've actually been using it against ourselves mostly, I would think. That's been my experience until I started using it in my favor. Transcendence training. Stay tuned, folks.